Good evening everybody and welcome to tonight's presentation of race number 2 of the F1 2017 esports qualifying here at the Bahrain International Circuit, and it's great to be back once again after an amazing first round in China. I'm Ryan L83 and joining me in the commentary booth once again is Matt212, and Matt, from last week we saw some interesting surprises from China, and hopefully tonight should be a good one.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, massive changes all up and down the field, you know. So many different changes for the lead, as well as drivers going all the way up through the field. ESR Ryan being one of those drivers. But yeah, the Bahrain International Circuit, definitely lots of opportunities for overtaking this evening. And hopefully, we can see just as much action as we did during week 1.
Did indeed, and we've got 29 laps tonight, as you can see, 15 corners this one, but you'll see that more in the lap guide very shortly. But Matt, very quickly before we go into the lap guide, the strategy tonight, you can see we've got the super softs, the softs and the mediums available, and of course if it ever does rain in Bahrain, we've got the inters and the wet tyres. So what are you going to be seeing tonight with these drivers in terms of strategy?
I think for most of the front runners it's almost guaranteed to have to be a 2-stop, but if you start outside the top 10, the 1-stop is just about possible if you go on a set of the mediums for the start. I'd recommend then go for a set of the softs during the second stint and just try to make it to the end, but we might see a couple of drivers try and risk the super softs.
Indeed, and now we'll present to you while we get qualifying, we'll get the lobby all set up and ready to go. Here is a lap of the Bahrain International Circuit being commentated by myself, and we'll see you in qualifying. Tonight's lap guide, we head to Bahrain, the Sakhir International Circuit, for race 2 of a very crucial round of the F1 2017 esports qualifying, where this is very crucial for some drivers as they want to try and have a great performance here if they want to stand a chance of getting through to the semi-finals in London in a few weeks' time. But Sakhir, a brilliant track this one, and we're going to be under the lights here for 29 laps of this Grand Prix. And as I mentioned in the intro, we've got 1 or 2 pit stops here that some drivers may take some tactical risks to try and get themselves up onto the top step of the podium here. We've got 2 DRS zones, as I mentioned, 1 on the main straight and 1 on the back straight, as you can see there. And it should be a very interesting one. But now, let's go to the hot lap then, driven by myself. So we're on board with Sebastian Vettel's Ferrari as we go in to the final 2 corners, then 14 and 15. You've got to get a very good exit out of here to get a great start to your qualifying lap. Then down the long straight then, DRS deployed there, first of 2 that we mentioned at the start of this lap guide, hitting over 200 miles an hour, a great chance to overtake going to the heavy braking zone of turn 1, braking just before the 100 meter board, dropping it down to 2nd gear, and then short shifting it up the gears here, up to 5th, just to preserve the rear tyres and not lose the back end out of that one, because it is very crucial. Coming then down towards turn 4, another overtaking opportunity for these drivers. Going to be braking just after the 100 meter board. Got to take it there very cautiously in 4th gear and then short shift it up to save the rear tyres. Going through my favourite section of the circuit, turns 5, 6 and 7. Dropping it to 5th gear, then short shifting it up to 6th gear. Just a little bit of oversteer there, going to the heavy braking of turn 8 here. Got to get close to that curb as much as possible, and then a good exit is crucial as well. Coming towards the treacherous turns 9 and 10, easily able here to lock your tyres up here. So very cautious these drivers will take so they don't ruin their front left tyre. Exit's crucial as well onto the back straight where the DRS will be applied yet again. Coming down here, just going nearly just under 200 miles an hour here. Coming into turn 11, braking just before 50 there into 4th gear, and then short shifting it as well so you don't run too wide as well. Going through 12 completely flat, and then 13 coming up very closely here. A very crucial corner to get right here, and one that some drivers may make a little bit of a mistake. You've got to clip the curve there just a tiny bit there and not put the power on too early or lose that back end there. Coming down then towards turn 14 and 15, as I mentioned at the start of the lap, very crucial to get this one right as well if you're defending from DRS or trying to get past someone with DRS as well. And that has been a lap of the Bahrain International Circuit for round 2 of the F1 2017 esports qualifying series.